What's going on? Um, Today I came across some particular news, peculiar. I found out about this charity that is going on. It's in the UK, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is a touchy subject because anything I say about this charity could be misinterpreted, and it could completely make me sound like I have something against trans people, which I don't. Honestly, I mean, I I would advocate to be yourself. So I don't have anything against trans, but I do have something against this charity in particular. Like I said, it may sound like I am against you know trans people, but I'm not. um the issue does not lie with being a charity for trans. That's perfectly fine. um a lot of trans have a high, or the trans community has a high rate of suicides, and one of the things that this charity focuses on is helping you know trans people have a place to go and talk about what they're going through and all those things, right? So that is completely fine. I would advocate for this charity. However, I read something on their website, and it kind of just caught me off guard, and I feel like I should get this of my chest. In their website, I was reading, and it said they helped trans children. And when you hear a trans children, my first thought was, okay, they help young teens. But no, it later says we help children, young people up to the age of 20, which was kind of confusing because to me a child is a young person, let's say under the age of 14, right? Now here's my issue. I don't have an issue with talking to your children about transgender people. I don't have a problem with it. If you want to do it, that's fine. At what age you want to do it, that's also your choice. But trans children is something I am not comfortable with, and it's because they are children. They are still developing themselves. Their minds, their brains, they're expanding. And if your child tells you that they are trans at a young age, I would not take them seriously. Maybe a 15 or 16-year-old, I would be like, okay, how can I help you, be yourself? Or how can I help you feel comfortable with yourself? But a child, maybe 5-year-old, because the website does not specify, a 5-year-old cannot tell you that they are a different gender. I mean, they can, but I don't think they would be being serious about it, because they are a child. They're still growing. They don't know what they are saying. They don't know the implications of being a different gender. When I was a young boy, I didn't know what women went through. I did not know how women felt. I did not know anything about women. I was just a young child. All I wanted to do was play, go outside, play whatever, play with sand. So I don't understand how we went from going outside and playing basketball or football, soccer, baseball, to now children coming into your home and telling you, hey mom, hey dad, I'm trans. You know, so it's uncomfortable for me to think that these people are actually taking their children serious and, you know, kind of enforcing the idea that they are trans. Not that there's anything wrong. I'm just saying, like, if it's a child, perhaps you should wait till he's a little older to enforce his idea of being a different gender. Because like I said, at a young age, you're still growing, you're still developing your brain. So if you tell your child that Santa Claus does exist and you keep on enforcing it, he's going to believe it. Even if, you know, at the age of, let's say, 12 years old, he would believe in Santa Claus. Now he will, because you keep on enforcing this idea. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, maybe this is just temporary and you keep on feeding your child, telling him that he is what he thinks he is, and maybe he really isn't. Now, at the age of 15, I knew who I was. I knew that I wanted what I wanted, because when I was a child, I didn't know what I wanted, if that makes sense. Like, what really bothers me is not the teens. I'm sure teens know, you know, who they are, what they want in life, who they want to be with in life. But a child doesn't have that concept yet. You know, he's a child. Like I said, as a child, all I wanted to do was play games, go outside with my friends. The last thing on my mind was, what gender am I? You know, why am I different? Or why am I the same? Why is that boy different? Or why is that girl different? You know, I didn't think about these things. I was just a child, living as a child, you know, having a normal childhood. And nowadays, people are saying that it is okay to talk to your child about these things, but like I said, when I was a child, I was not thinking about these things. I had friends that were women and friends that were men. I don't think I ever noticed, you know, if any of them were, I don't know, gay, or if they were bi, or they were lesbian. These things did not cross my mind as a child. So I just don't think it is appropriate to put these thoughts into a child's mind. And again, it's nothing against trans people. Like I said, be yourself and enjoy who you are. But I just don't think it's okay to talk to a child at a young age about these things. It doesn't seem appropriate, and I don't think it's healthy. I guess all I'm trying to say is, I do not think that we should approve of talking about genders with our children. They are children at the end of the day. They just want to have fun and discover and learn new things. But this is a serious topic. This is something that could potentially affect your child his entire life. And I'm not saying like in a good way or a bad way. I'm just saying it could go either way. You know, that's just my point. Again, I don't have anything against trans people. You know, just I would want them to feel as comfortable being themselves as I feel comfortable being myself. But again, I just don't think gender is a topic to discuss with a child. Just let them have a normal, I guess, childhood education. And then when he's 13 years old or 15, maybe you can help him understand what identity is, or what his gender is, how he feels. And that's all I'm saying. I just don't like this whole idea of talking to a child about sex, because at the end of the day it kind of all revolves around sex. I'm not talking about like intercourse. I'm just talking about being a person and having a partner. I don't know, like, I just don't feel comfortable with the fact that you're talking to a child about, I guess, an adult type of conversation. But that's it for me. Thank you all for watching. If you feel like I crossed the line, or I have said something that offends you, please write it down in the comments. I would love to read it. Just try to be respectful, please. And I will see y'all next time if you stick around.